Welcome to today's deep dive. We are jumping right into this massive catalog of elite AV gear from HDTVSupply. And we're starting with a product from a brand called SurgeX that, weirdly enough, explicitly says it offers zero surge protection.
Yeah, it completely stops you in your cracks when you read it. Like, why even buy it, right? But if you look past that glaring contradiction, well, the specs tell a completely different story.
Right, because if I'm not buying a SurgeX device to stop lightning strikes, what am I actually paying for? I mean, it feels like buying a sponge-branded waterproof. It just doesn't make any sense.
That is a really great analogy. Basically, you're getting a highly advanced smart 10-amp power distribution unit, or PDU, and it features 8 IEC outlets, which are, those heavy-duty plugs for server racks, not living room lamps.
Okay, but still, it feels like hiring a bouncer who doesn't even check IDs at the door.
Well, think of a standard surge protector as the bouncer. This smart PDU is actually more like an air traffic controller. It's not there to stop the planes. It's there to perfectly sequence when things power up.
Oh, I get it. Because if you turn on like 160 massive high-definition screens at the exact same millisecond, you'd blow the circuit breaker.
Precisely. That immense draw of electricity would instantly take down the grid in a building. So the smart part means it acts as a dispatcher, turning them on one by one in these tiny microsecond intervals.
Wow, okay. And you'd really only need that level of remote-controlled power sequencing if you were running an absolute megalopolis of screens, which brings us to the actual ecosystem where this gear lives.
Exactly, yeah. If you look at the rest of the HDTVSupply catalog, they have this whole line of Wolfpack equipment, including these massive sports bar TV systems.
Right, the ones that run up to 160 TVs simultaneously. But how do you even wire that physically? I mean, you can't just daisy-chain 100-thick HDMI cables across a massive building.
No, you definitely can't do that. Standard HDMI cables degrade really quickly over long distances, so that's where their modular matrix switchers come in to solve the problem.
Switchers. So how do those work instead of just running heavy HDMI cords everywhere?
Well, instead of heavy cords to every screen, the switcher essentially chops up that massive 4K video data into little digital packets, and then it sends those packets over standard IP6 cables.
Wait, really? Just COT6? Like the exact same cheap, flexible internet cords I plug into my office router?
Yeah, the exact same ones. It takes this incredibly heavy, complex data load and just distributes it seamlessly over everyday networking cables.
So it's basically treating pristine 4K video like regular internet traffic, which means a bartender could just instantly change the channel on 160 TVs from an iPad over the local network.
That is exactly the magic of it. It's all about perfectly unpacking that data flawlessly at the screen level.
But keeping a sports bar running on a Sunday can't possibly be the ceiling for this kind of tech.
Oh, it's barely the ground floor. The really fascinating part of the source material is this dedicated section entirely for government purchasing.
Yeah, I saw that. It mentioned TAA-approved products, federal GSA schedules, and something called the NASA SAN-WP program. Throw me a lifeline here. What do those acronyms actually mean?
Basically, they are ultra-strict federal compliance and purchasing standards. TAA compliance, for example, means the gear is manufactured in approved countries to guarantee security.
Right, to prevent any kind of foreign tampering with the hardware.
Exactly. And GSA and NASA SUP are highly regulated purchasing tiers used by federal agencies, which proves this equipment is trusted for high-stakes environments.
So you're saying the exact same Wolfpack switchers pacing the power for Sunday Night Football could literally be acting as the nervous system for a NASA mission control room.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you are managing satellite telemetry or, secure federal communications, a dropped signal simply isn't an option.
That is wild. Absolute control over every single display and outlet isn't just a luxury, it's a hard requirement.
It really is. We completely take for granted the massive infrastructure required behind the scenes just to deliver a clean image to a piece of glass.
It really is wild to think this whole journey started with the absolute paradox of a SurgeX power unit with no surge protection.
Yeah, but that waterproof sponge, as you call it, completely peeled back the drywall on this invisible, highly synchronized city of hardware that we interact with all the time.
So, to you listening, the next time you're sitting in a massive sports bar or walking through a public facility surrounded by glowing screens, think about the miles of hidden KD6 cables.
Right, and those silent, smart PDUs locked in a closet somewhere.
Exactly, because if a system is complex enough to require a strict federal NASA purchasing schedule just to turn on the TVs, what else is that network capable of doing?